So we're going to open up Dan's project again real quick. Give me a second. And then I'm going to show you what I mean. So if you got questions, just drop them. If you want me to stop, say, hey, stop, Will, and then I'll look. And then I'll show you. Some of you, maybe you're doing, how many of you here are junk removal SEO experts versus how many of you are an SEO expert? Let's get the website up and show you. So so let's call Dan's dump run, or let's say junk removal Ontario, Canada. All right, so let's go ahead and show you guys this. So, okay, insane amounts of content. Do I launch a certain amount? No. If you migrate to a new site in 20 pages, would you launch 30? No. All of the content at one time, all of it. So today we're just talking about how to be brands. We're going to talk about how to structure your website, etc. Okay. So we're going to go through all of it. But Dan's website, this was, what we started with. We're going to go through that and where we're at. All right. So Dan's website, like I showed you guys, this is the new one. This is the old one. All the services were flopped on one page like that. This is your H1 where it just says our services. It doesn't tell me where he's at or jack diddly shit. On his homepage, same. It doesn't tell me really where he's at all. All right. Says, for instance, down here, we service these different places in all these various cities. There's nothing that concentrates on the one city where he's actually located at. This is the new website. We know he's in Ottawa. Immediately. This is his H1. Right? When I go look up or do a Google search for junk removal Ontario, in this case, this is your title tag. This is your title. This is the title of the actual page. This is your meta title. This is your meta description. Okay. But like I said, we have 1 million words of content. Every single one of these pages that are underneath here all have supporting content. We did this in a week. It normally takes us a month. I needed it done in a week because we have class today. Then every single page, like commercial junk removal, every single one of these pages needs supporting content on the blog. We don't just want to write content about junk removal. We want to write content about, for instance, in this case, furniture removal, appliance removal, old mattress removal, hot tub removal, all of these things, all of which we do in here. You'll notice every single one of those in here. We structure the website properly so when Google spiders go to actually search it, it makes it easy on them. We don't just throw it up all underneath one page. Could you imagine we had this all right here, just right here? A, it's not going to be friendly for the user, and then it's not going to be good for Google. We want to make Google it very simple. I'm in Ottawa. That's who I serve. You ain't got to go looking for 50 different pages. There ain't 50 different cities on here. It's Ottawa. Until I rank in Ottawa, I'm not adding any other service cities on this page, on this website whatsoever. If you want to rank for a term, it needs to be on the fucking website. Okay? So, 1 million words of content, we drop that all up front. We do a lot of front loading. Front loading is simply we drop a lot of content up front. We do a lot of work up front. This gets Google's eyes. That's what we want. Now, let's go back over our module. So, obviously, give me 1 second, and I will show you guys all of this. So in this class, essentially we're going over, it's just introduction to local SEO. This is part of module 1. Okay. If you haven't watched it yet, you want to go over to rankfortress.com, click on join Rank Fortress Academy, and you go over here to the classes, and you want to watch Inside the Classroom module 1, which was junk removal SEO. This has our slideshow and our quiz in there. You want to go through that. Every week we have class, it will be dropped in there. Okay. So if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in support at the website. Okay. And we will gladly answer them. So what is EEAT? How do we set up your properly structure your website, which was what we were just showing you on Dan's website, on his, not this website, but his brand new website, which we will be launching this week after we do the last edits he just sent us over. EAT is experience, expertise, authoritative, and trustworthiness. Awesome. Yeah, it will be pending until I'm off of this, buddy. Thank you, Shazib. Salam alaikum as well, from wherever you're at. Where are you located? Pakistan or where? We've got all types of people that follow me, so especially in Pakistan. I got a bunch of them. Why does it matter? Well, you want to establish your authority. One of the reasons why I tell people we are doing a bunch of content, we're doing all this stuff like we do, is you want to come in and let's say you're in Minneapolis. You want to be known as the #1 brand or the #1 entity in that entire city. And the only way we do this is through authority, content, backlinks. But what type of backlinks? What type of content? How do we do it? Okay. Where do we do it at? #1, what do you want on your homepage? Who you are, what you do, where you do it, and why you're trustworthy. Who are you? What do you do? Junk removal. Where do you do it? What city, county, metro area? And why are you trustworthy? Do you have your reviews on there? Do you have your licenses on there? Your associations? If you've helped nonprofits, are they on there? All right. You'll never see at the bottom of my website, you'll never see built by Rank Fortress. It just don't happen. You got other SEOs and they do that crap, and it's one of the most annoying ass things. They're not paying you to be on your website. I generally want about 1,500 words of content on my website. I do not want 300 to 500 words. Generally speaking, I about 1,500 words. It's going to wind up being honestly about, if I really do it the way I want, I'm going to wind up having about 300 words per service, right? Not 300 altogether. 1,500 words describing everything, your services, your service areas, internal links, real reviews, all that jazz. So on your new website and stuff, once you have reviews, once we have the GMB and we start the SEO, we haven't started the SEO, so it's not going to be on here. But this is going to be your H1, or as I told you, your title description, your meta description, title, meta description, internal links. What will happen is this right here, and this right here will all be internally linked over to the pages we're doing. We've already done. This is internally linked. All these, this is your internal linking. You want that to be done. You want as well, once we're done here and we start the SEO, you'll see we'll embed, we already have the map here, but we'll also embed the reviews, and we will hyperlink the reviewers over to the actual profile of the reviewers. So we'll tie the reviews to the actual profiles of the reviewers. All right. Recommended structure. You want your home, your services, location, about us, contact us. Okay. You want all that information. EAT will impact the user's experience. It reinforces if you will, your expertise in the junk removal space. Okay. How much content you got? Do you got 5 pages or do you got 50 pages? Think of it this way. For example, why do I need to have that many pages? Well, if you think of the term hamburger, you probably think of 2 pieces of bread with, beef patty in between, maybe some condiments on it. And Google thinks about, well, we got Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. We got this other shop up here, this other shop up here, this other shop up here. We got these type of burgers, quarter pounder, triple quarter pounder, all the Big Mac, all that shit. Same thing with junk removal. You think junk removal, and that's it. And Google thinks of, for example, in our case, what we did here, residential junk removal, commercial junk removal, demolition cleanup, eco-friendly junk removal, eco-friendly recycling service, donation pickup, e-waste, scrap metal, demo, light demolition, deck removal, fence removal, playset removal, concrete removal, kitchen demolition, bathroom, and then commercial. I mean, this goes on and on and on and on and on. So Google don't just go, oh, junk removal, okay? Location, and that's generally every time I look at websites, you don't have enough content. You don't have enough content. It's not structured properly. If you're servicing multiple areas, I'm going to concentrate on the main city you're in, get you ranking there. Once I'm ranking there, I expand out. I generally do not even have to add multiple cities onto the website to expand out because we're just that good. Okay. We're taking someone right now, huge area, 5-mile radius being huge. All right. Expand example URLs, junk removal Houston. If you're going to do it this way, junk removal Caddy. Include local references on your pages. When we're building location-specific pages, we want to have landmarks, neighborhoods, services offered in it, embedded Google Maps, and reviews. Here is why. And people ask me all the time, why do you put driving directions and whatever? Let's go Atlanta City, New Jersey. According to this map right in front of you, what should you have about Atlantic City, where your business is at, on your location pages? Most SEOs will sit here and try to figure everything out, and Google's literally putting it right in front of your fucking face. Atlantic City, what's the weather like? What's the facts? What's the hotels? What's the rentals? What's the photos? Are you using these photos? And then the maps, it shows you restaurants, hotels, things to do, museums, transit, pharmacies, ATMs. Transit being bus stops. Wow, you didn't know that, did you? So, I mean, you can even search that area if you wanted to and go through it. If you zoom in on any of these areas, you also notice things that start popping up. A lot of times what will happen is, depending on where you're at, you'll have different things, the Pleasant Toll Plaza, different things pop up. 1 hour heating and air conditioning, this road. If I zoom out, you notice things change. You can also change a URL, and we could talk about manipulating URLs through zooming in and zooming out. You see the numbers up here change. Zoom in again. Guess what? It changed again. I can use those through some gray hat SEO tactics. But I say all that to say, it's literally showing you what needs to be on your maps or on your service area pages that are in that city. Add schema markup. Schema, if you ever want to know, do you have schema? All you got to do is go to Google and go to Schema Validator. And we'll check this out on Wayne Got Junk. And I can put it in, and I can guarantee you, for instance, they got it. And we'll go over that and show you that. So let's say, you put it in here and run the test, and it'll show you. Schema is basically, what's the business name? What's their phone number? What's the reviews? What services they offer? What's their social media? What type of press releases they have, citations they have, backlinks they have. You can put all of that in schema, right? And you're tying it all together. Think of what we used to do as kids is connect the dots. Make your website mobile friendly. If it's not mobile friendly, then it's not going to, 80-something% of people use their mobile devices. They don't go on a desktop and looking for junk removal. They're going to go on their phone, and then I'm generally going to want to call you to have you come pick up my shit. It's generally not planned to have, your garage cleaned out. It's honey-do list, right? Mama said, hey, I need this garage cleaned out. You got to clean it up. And guess what? Then you call in some junk removal expert. You don't want to have to fill out a form. Most people put fucking forms on your website. Why? No one wants to fill out a form, bro. Doesn't want to call you. Okay. William asks, do you feel Google punishes you for having service area versus brick and mortar? Yes, I do. I don't just feel it, I know it. Okay, by I know it, I mean, for example, whenever we're doing SEO and I can look at the factors and the common denominators, usually when someone's ranking versus someone's not, the person that's not ranking or the person that is having a harder time is always, always, always a service area. Think of it this way. Google's maps are also set up for number one ranking factor is proximity. How close are you to this area? The moment you say a service area based business and you say, I serve this huge area right here, well, Google knows you're not God and you're not all over the place. So there's no way for you to serve that entire area unless you have multiple GMBs, multiple trucks, franchise, etc. So and we could still rank a service area business. I have one that we just started on, and they're already in the top 3. But there's other common denominators. How old is the GMB? What type of one page has been done? That sort of thing. When you're doing your mobile device, like we talked about, making your website mobile friendly, make sure it loads under 3 seconds. Make sure to put tap to call buttons, right? You're going to see, for instance, on my website, I have these right here. Speak to William and booking calls and stuff like that. We have all of that. All right. Internal linking strategy, which we already went over. Home goes to services, services to locations, locations to contact us, etc. Use strong call to actions like I have. You want call to actions that pop up, that follow you around everywhere you go. You'll see call to actions throughout my entire fucking website. Right? Call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action. All these are call to actions. I want them to book calls. I want them to give us their information. I want them to fill out forms if I have them. Get free quotes. Right? There's form up here. Right? If you go to, let's say, furniture removal, call to action, call to action, more call to actions. All right, I want call to actions everywhere. We'll also put on your notes, Dan, as well inside to make the sticky header. Make your header here sticky, okay? Make sure to make this sticky so it's following us every time we scroll. So put that on your edit notes, please, Dan. All right, next page. Text us a photo of your junk. Well, I want them to text us a photo of your junk because then I can tell them how much it's going to cost me to clean out their junk. Thoughts on ChatGPT versus Google SEO planning? Either one. I've ranked them with both pure AI content and with Google SEO planning or 100% human content. I've also had run 100% human content through AI detectors, and they'll always say AI. Yep. Thank you, Dan. Call to actions, put them in the headers, mid-page, and footer, and pop-ups sometimes. I don't like pop-ups. I would prefer a bot that follows you. It has a little pop-up in the right-hand corner. Final thoughts. Your website's your most important SEO and sales asset. Not just SEO asset, but sales. To help you get found on local searches and convert visitors into leads and build long-term rankings. Each part of your website is a part of your EEAT or your experience, your expertise, your authority and trust in the junk removal niche. Whatever niche you're going after in that specific. Your homework for this lesson, audit your current website structure. Do you have those pages? You want me to audit it? Send it over to me and I'll audit it. All right. Send it into on the website. All right. Create missing service city pages. So whenever we get this is not a brand new website, it's someone else's website. I'll look at the website and go, what pages do they have? What pages are they missing? How many words of content are in each page? How much content do we need to add? Do they have schema? All right. Improve your navigation, your call to actions, internal links. Check the site speed. Now, excuse me, a practical test. Search for junk removal near me. Take note of who the top 3 businesses are. Analyze what makes them rank. What does one have the other doesn't? Is it reviews? Is it keywords in the business name? Is it the business details? What have they got filled out versus not? Do they get services? How often are they posting? Excuse me. In your Google business profile check, look up your own or your competitor's Google business profile. Identify what's missing. What do they have that you don't have? What do you have that they don't have? Make sure your name, address, and phone number is consistent across the entire internet. Make sure you don't have it one way on this place on Google Maps and another play on this citation or on a backlink. Conclusion, junk removal SEO improves your visibility. And we want to create our EEAT through online reviews, keywords, mobile optimization, and key ranking factors. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what you drew in these questions. Which one schema? Okay, this Dan, I have a question. When I search junk removal near me or junk removal Ottawa, my business is always listed high. Well, it also depends on, are you using an incognito mode or not? Are you using incognito mode or not? And that will affect your rankings, okay? Also depends on where you're located at. That will affect your rankings. Not using, yeah, that's why your ranking's so high, is because you're not using incognito. If you're not using incognito, basically, you know, you essentially are going to rank very high. So, do I recommend nested or versus non-nested schema? It depends. And for me, I haven't really seen, if you put it this way, nested is mainly for readability and structure and data. Non-nested is mainly for speed, simplicity, compatibility. Looks like SQL spreadsheets. I don't do a lot of that. Mine is usually nested. So we'll go over that sort of thing as well. But let's see here. So hopefully that answers your question. Now, let's get the second part. How do we beat people like 1-800-GOT-JUNK? Let's see the ones that y'all posted down here real quick. The best way to go, my friend, from your house and view on their computer. Yeah. Unless they're a real friend. If they're a real friend, they probably search for you. And then it's not the best way. All right, Sparks junk removal. You want me to look at him? But let's look at college hunks. Let's look at 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And let's see if we got any more that y'all listed. Junk Kings, that's another one. And I want to show y'all some things. So before we do this, what do you think? What's their number one source of traffic? What type of backlinks are they doing? And what type of Google ads are they doing? Do you know that there's different types of ads and how, basically I want you to know this. Okay, that makes sense, Dan says. So what type of backlinks are they doing? What type of traffic are they getting? Give me some input. Local backlinks. What else? Go load up. All right, I'll look at them too for you. Never heard of them, but I will look at them for you. How much minimum and maximum radius miles? I've got one right now. I'm going to 5 mile radius. I've already got them ranked in top 3 in a 1 mile, a 2 mile, and a 3 mile, and now we're going 5 miles, which covers another city. I mean, more and more cities, more and more cities. And that's with one GMB. I will actually keep doing it, Shazab, until it breaks, until I can't. Generally speaking, 1 mile out, I can rank. I'm not 1 mile, but 1 hour out. 1 hour drive, I can usually rank, and that's up to 50 miles, 60 miles. That's a huge radius, huge. I've done it on South Florida up to a 40-mile radius. So, and that covered all of South Florida. So William Pierce says backlinks, local high domain authority websites, nation high domain websites. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go in here. And let's go ahead and start with, we're going to go ahead and start with 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This will be a mind opener for you guys. 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is why I was showing Xavier last time. So number one, they're actually losing traffic. They're actually losing backlinks. You can see it all in this. I usually don't use a whole lot of SEMrush. I don't need SEMrush to do what I need to do necessarily, but it is a good, I can look at it and get some data, some due diligence. But what's their number one keywords? If I go through all these 62,000 keywords that they're ranking for, how many of them hold their brand name? Brand name being, how many of them have 1-800-GOT-JUNK in it? It's out of 80,000 keywords, 11,000, almost 12,000 of them have their keyword or their brand name. So out of all their keywords, you have a good chunk of them that are actually their brand name. All right, let's go up here real quick. Let's go back. Let's go back. Any questions so far, guys? All right. Now, how much of their traffic is non-branded? Non-branded being junk removal near me, furniture removal, 37%. Branded meaning their actual brand name, over 12,000 keywords. Branded, over 62% of all traffic is someone searching for their brand name. And you can see that relatively right here. Got junk, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 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 1-800, just different variations of the spelling. Right? Now, we can look at paid ads, Google ads. What do you know? How many of their paid ads are actually going towards their business or brand name? They got 5,700 top paid keywords. How many of them are going to the brand name? Let's look at that too. So out of 5,700, 458 of them, or $126,000 worth of traffic, is their brand name. That's just one part of their brand name, 1-800. But if you type in, let's say, got, there's other keywords. We can try to figure it out. Another 500. So right now, almost 1,000 of their keywords are, yeah, so a good 2,000 plus of their keywords, almost 3,000 are their brand name. Brand name, brand traffic. Let's see backlinks. Let's go to that too. See all their text ads, even one here got junk, got junk, got junk, got junk, got junk. Backlinks. How many of them? Let's look at them. We go to view details. Out of 78,000 backlinks, over 8,000 of them have at least 800 in it. You got junk. How many more? Another 7,000. So showing you all this to say, number one, a lot of times their rankings are not coming from the maps. And whenever we looked at it last week, we were in Dallas and we knew exactly they were not in the top 3 when we looked at maps. And they're a huge franchise, huge business, making, money hand over fist and spending a lot of money on ads, yet they are mainly concentrating on their brand, not on what most people would think, which is going to be, if you will, most people are going to think, oh, backlinks. They're going to concentrate on fucking backlinks. And it's just backlinks, and that's all it is. And that's what a lot of SEOs, it's going to be, for example, they're going to think it's just the backlinks. Now we can run it and say, okay, do they got schema? Nope. I mean, it's pretty pathetic. It's a big company. They're not even running schema. Nothing detected. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to College Hunks. Are they running schema? Just to see. Let's just verify. Run a new test. We do about 40 pages worth of schema when we're doing it. You don't know how many, once again, no schema. And what's sad, and a lot of times it's because it's huge franchises, a lot of them do not do it. We've looked at other local people, and generally speaking, you don't know how many times where we've looked at them and y'all are paying someone in the junk removal SEO space $1,000+ a month, and they're not even doing fucking schema. Schema is some of the most basic stuff that you can actually do, that to not do it just makes literally no sense to me. So Junk Kings, they do it. They do article schema, which is still basic schema to me. When we do schema, we do article schema, local business schema, review schema. We do a bunch of different types of schema, product schema, service schema, all of it. All of it. We nail it as much as possible. Now let's go to College Hunks, and or actually let's go to the one you wanted, which was not 1-800-GOT-JUNK. It was Go Load Up. All right, so let's look at Go Load Up. Let's go to SEO, domain overview. We're going to look at it overall. So overall, they're losing traffic. They're losing paid search as well. Their backlinks, it's, let's look at it. Top organic words. What do you know again? Load up, load up, load up. We're going to look at it some more, but 148,000 organic keywords. Let's kind of look at this real quick. So out of 166,000, almost 2,000, I think 100 and some thousand, we'll look at it again, but almost 2,000 of them are their brand names. Another 1,000. All right, so you'll see a lot of times when we're looking at this, overall, a lot of it comes from their brand name. Not all of it, but a good portion of it. So when you're building backlinks and press releases and your YouTube videos and your podcast, are you going after just keywords, or are you going after brand? All right, let's look at, so branded keywords over here, 23%. That's actually not as much as I normally see in a lot of the big brands. So don't know how big they are, but it's pretty decent. Paid keywords, what are they going after? They're going after, you can see they're actually running ads towards 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They're going after their competition. Let's look at this. Go load up. I want to see how many of their keywords? So 44 of their keywords are after their actual brand name, even in paid ads. So when you're running paid ads, are you just going after keywords or branded keywords? You should be going after branded keywords as well, not just keywords, not just junk removal. Go after your actual brand name. Backlinks. Same thing. Pickups by Bob Vila. Bob Vila. Bob Vila. He's getting backlinks from Bob Vila. These are high authority. Any of those, usually if it's Bob Vila, stuff like that, I mean, well-known brands, those are going to be high domain name authority. Go load up. So 637 backlinks are all coming from their brand name. So they have a good mix. So that is going to be with Go Load Up. Now, if you want me to see if they're actually dominating a city, drop a city and we will check them out. So Junk Kings, let's look at Junk Kings. How do I beat them? I beat them through content, and I beat them through getting local backlinks in their area. And we're going to talk about that in a later one. All right, so Junk Kings, it's really not, you know, everybody thinks they're dominant. I mean, from what I see, they're not. But let's go over here. Let's rerun it. Compared to the other brands, Junk Kings is not. Junk Kings is new. So if you're looking for Junk Kings California, it's CA. So Junk King, I believe it better be this one, which is Junk Dash King. So let's look at that one real quick instead of Canada. This is much better. This is the one we're looking for. All right, so their authority, they got good traffic. They are running a lot of paid traffic, a lot of backlinks. And we'll just breeze through this branded traffic trend. They have almost 28% is branded. So generally it's about 30%, sometimes a bigger brand, 60% or more. You can see who your main competition is, and we'll look at them as well. Give me a city and I'll tell you who's the number one competition, how to beat them in there. Paid ads, what are they running them to? Junk removal, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, their competition. You know, sometimes it's going to be their brand name. So let's go King and just see, are they running anything? Yep, you see them. King, 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 King. Junk removal near me. 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. The typical keywords, Junk King, college hunks, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. So their competition, they're running ads towards it. So a lot of the keywords in paid ads is not really going to be towards your main keywords. It's going to be towards your brand name and your competition's brand name. Just like I can write content that has to do with a competition, like us versus them. Let's see what else we got here. Traffic. Let's go up here. Yeah, we already looked at almost 30% branded traffic. These are going to be some of the local, if you will, backlinks. You can look at that. What's the main top anchors? The top anchors, for instance, are they using their brand name, or are they using you know, a keyword like junk removal? Website and empty in Tulsa. They're off page SEO hack tactics. Whoever's doing it sucks because they're not using proper anchors. This is, you know, you're literally going website and empty anchor text. Visit website in Tulsa. I mean, it's not really a good tactic. I'll go through that as well. Junk King, like we already did 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We already did College Hunt. So if you want me to look at an area, so let's see, junk dogs maybe. Richmond, Virginia. So let's see who's the #1 dudes in the area. Who do you want me to look at, William, in Richmond? And we will look at them specifically. Junk removal, just let's do it this way because I'm definitely not in the area. So this is the supposedly Junk King in Richmond, Junk Goats, and Junk Shuttle. So let's go ahead and try Junk King in 1-800-GOT-JUNK. So what we'll do is I use local dominator. If anybody's got any questions here coming into our channel. If you're going to be in the Philippines, make sure to hit the Digital Impact Conference we are putting together for the Philippines in Surigao City. We're expecting 500 plus attendees. So let's go ahead and do a search. Junk King Richmond. My VPN has me over here. So let's see. Keywords, I'm mainly going after junk removal services near me, junk removal near me. And also watch out how you spell. So that's all lowercase. You can actually do junk removal near me. And believe it or not, different search, they will show up as separate searches. So all right. So this is a 1 mile radius. You're asking me earlier, Shazib, how far out do I go? So I've taken this other guy I'm working on 5 miles out, which is huge. So 1 mile radius is a huge radius to begin with because you're talking about, square miles. Generally speaking, we'll start out a 1 mile radius. Once this is solid green, then I'll go out to 2 miles. But let's go ahead and see 1 mile radius first for Junk King Richmond, just to see where it's at. All right. Yes, we're live first for Junk King. So John, yes, we are definitely live. All right, guys. So let's go. Go back to local dominator. So that is 113 square miles. Is a good starting point. We always start at 1 mile radius, Shazib, and then we'll expand out. By expand out, I mean expand your proximity. I want to stretch it out as far as possible. Once I go out to about 40, 50 miles, then I say, well, you probably need another GMB. He dominates. Junk King dominates that area. Okay, junk removal, that's a 1 mile radius. And then I'd go, for example, all right, it's 1 mile radius. Let's see how far out he goes when it comes to junk removal near me. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to beat somebody too. So let's go out 3 miles. That'll cover that entire area. So now let's go over to maps and go to Richmond. Richmond, Virginia, Richmond, VA. So how would little me, come into this area and dominate Richmond? So Junk King already dominates it. We're going to wait for this. Yeah. So for 3 mile radius, he's not in the top 3 in a 2 mile radius or 3 mile radius. 3 mile radius. So he basically dominates it. If I look at this, I can tell you the areas of weakness and everything. So in this map, it's going to pull up. It's going to show you where he is weak at. Weak being where he's not ranking at. So his main area in Richmond where he's actually ranking at is actually not in Richmond. Richmond is actually right here. So what he actually ranks for is west of Richmond. So all of this right here, 7, 8, 5, 13, all of this is his weak areas. So I could still come in here and crush him. But let's just say, for example, how would I do it if I wanted to come into a big city like Richmond? Let's say I had a GMB over here in Rockville. I would get a GMB here, rank here in a 1 mile radius. Then I'll get another one over here if I can't expand out Rockville. I'll try to expand it out from 1 mile to 2 miles and 3 miles, etc. I'll get another GMB over here in Mosley. I'll do the same thing, 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 miles. Then I'll get another one over here in Charles City, 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 miles. Then I'll get another one over here in Hanover, like Hanover, Maryland, and I will rank here 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 miles. If you understand old, if you will, warfare tactics, what I'm doing is a siege. I'm trying to siege the city. So what I do is I surround the city, I rank all around the city, and then what that's going to do is it's going to make me the authority in the area when it comes to my niche or junk removal. Then once I rank in that entire area in all these multiple cities, I will then attack Richmond, and it will be an easy takeover because I've already ranked around the entire city. That's what I'm generally going to do. I will get backlinks, I'll create content, etc., all from different areas in this city. I'll create neighborhood pages, city pages, etc. Talk about those things. And then when I come into Richmond, easy takeover. But that being said, even if I didn't have multiple GMBs, I can look at this where Junk King is ranking. And I know they're not ranking north, east, or south. They're weak, meaning I can look at their weaknesses. If I actually look right over Richmond, which is right here, they're number 6. Well, who's the number 1 person there? Junk Goats, Lester Junk Pros, JJ Junk Removal, RVA, Junk Shuttle. Junk King is number 6. So now look at what's the difference. Junk King has 1,000 fucking reviews. So that's one of his big advantages. Junk Shuttle's only got 69. The top 3 people, 428, 31, 34, 125. And I can look all around in these areas and see who's Junk Squad. We Haul. We Haul is one of my guys. Junk King. Junk King. Grow Your Trash. The Junk Luggers. RVA. Move Junk. Henrico. We can also, another thing I do with tactics using these maps, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, but you can click on this and get the latitude and longitude. And I can actually create driving directions and do some other, if you will, backlinking, if you will, towards the actual latitude and longitude. So for example, if you copy the latitude and longitude and I go to maps, type in the latitude and longitude, I'll bring it up and I can create driving directions from this latitude and longitude to my GMB. Let's say my GMB was Junk Kings Richmond. Just for example. And I can now take this, if you will, and I can take the driving directions and do some other stuff with it. I can take the URL, which is up here, latitude to that, and do some things to it. And I will generally do that with anything that is not in, for our clients, anyone that's not in top 3, I'll do some URL manipulation like we just did, driving directions, and do some other tactics to start expanding the proximity. So that's one of the little hacks that we do. How do you get multiple GMBs for a location? Probably got friends or got young college kids that like to, maybe they have a dorm, maybe they have a place, and they like to drink. Send them some drinking money. You got friends. A lot of times you get them from your friends. You get the address, get multiple GMBs. There are other ways to do it, which I'm not going to go into. Brandon says, what do you recommend a company that isn't using a business address to do to get local address? So I would want to look at the actual GMB and see, are you ranking or not? Drop your GMB link below and I will review it for you. What's the business name? And I'll look at it real quick for you. If you don't have local dominator, you want it, go over to and send me a message, and I will drop you a link so you can go get local dominator. Sparks. Sparks what? Sparks junk removal, I'm going to assume. This one right here. Yep. So Sparks junk removal and hauling, you got 274. So here's one of the things just right off the bat. I'm not even auditing it yet. So your actual GMB category or Google Business Profile categories, debris removal. There is a category for junk removal. You can use debris removal and all that, but that is not the actual category you should be in. You should be in junk removal. Not garbage collection, not dumpster rental, not demolition contractor, not debris removal. Junk fucking removal. Sometimes that will affect your ranking, sometimes it won't. So we're going to look at that real quick. Let's go over here. We're going to do a new scan and see where you're at. So you are in Alton, Illinois. Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to move it because sometimes what'll happen, this is my advice, is if you're going to change the category. I seen someone idiotically, it's an SEO, and it was like, you should seasonally change your, GBP business category. That's the stupidest advice I've ever heard. Don't ever change your business category. If you change your business category, you're basically saying, Google, can you please suspend my account? That's what you're asking for. So don't ever do that. There are SEOs that will tell you that. So 1 mile radius, this is going to cover this area right here. The biggest city, St. Louis. I've ranked in St. Louis before, not for this niche, but for another niche. It was sod installation, and we dominated up to a 40-mile radius in sod installation. So we'll start out with 1 mile, and then we'll come back and see how far out you are. You can go from there. I mean, I can do a quick audit for you if you'd like. I like the branding. Excuse me. I like the colors. Junk removal, hauling, queen of junk. Love it. Your services. I'm going to say, did you get this website built by Andrew? Did you get it built by Andrew? It looks like an Andrew website. He builds some nice sites. He silos things, kind of what we do. Content wise, we'd still want to add content. I personally don't put all these service areas on our sites because, like I said, I'll rank in one city, then I expand it out. But as far as the look and the siloing, it's good. What we'd still do is come in here. What services don't you have? Because you still don't have a lot, and you don't have it siloed the way I would silo it. Excuse me. You have all this down here, but none of this is hyperlinked to the actual page. Like, for example, you'd want crawl space to go be hyperlinked over to crawl space cleanouts, waterbed removal clean over to that page, tenant evictions over that page, office remodel over that page, carpet removal over that page. You want pages for every single one of these. Same way we showed you with Dan's new website. Excuse me. I like to book the call. I like to send message. Overall, I love the website, love the colors. I love the fact that it pops. I like contrarian colors. When I was talking about with the Google reviews, like I want to be able to click on this person's name and it take me to their actual Google My Business profile where they left the review. Called, once again, she's got great call to action, phone numbers. I love it. Right, one of the best looking websites I've seen so far in junk removal. Let's see, sitemap, all that down here. Do you have schema being done? I don't know if anybody's doing your SEO, but we's about to find out. All right, run test. And schema, why I'm so adamant about it, it's one of the basic things to do. Same thing with why you want a sitemap, which you have down here, right? I want to go, sitemap is organizing the website. So I can generally look and see if you got a sitemap. Well, your sitemap is broken. You don't have one in the footer. You're using rank math, which sucks as far as I'm concerned. I generally will use either rank math or Yoast. You can use either one of them for SEO, but let's say sitemap.xml. I misspelled it. Give me a second. Sitemap.xml. I want to see if you got a sitemap. One of the very basic things you do, you're using Yoast. If I go here to your post or your page, you have, as far as posts or blogs, you have 14. You know, you come over us, you'll have 100 within the first few months, if that. Pages, how many pages you got? You got almost 50. Great, but most of them are from areas or service areas, not actual pages. If you will, that's all these service areas, not actual services. If you counted actually how many pages you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. With us, you'd have it probably around 50 plus just on pages, then all the supporting content, up to 1 million words of content. So let's look at your rankings as far as junk removal near me, and we'll go from there and see where you're at. Any more? Let's see. Was that a time set up? Okay. Yes. Thank you. Not sure who they used. They brought me in for help. Can you take a quick look at Get My Junk? I will. All right. So you are in the top 3 for that 1 mile radius. So let's rescan it, and we're going to go out 3 miles and see where you're ranking. And why I want to go out 3 miles is because it's going to cover more area, which means I'm going to get more phone calls. More area, more phone calls. So that's a 3 mile radius versus 1 mile. 1 mile is basically like kissing your mother. You should be able to do it easily. 1 mile is going to start going towards St. Louis. 5 miles, if they go over to St. Louis, that's 5 miles. That's really what you want. If we go to 5 miles, that will cover St. Louis. Do they go into St. Louis? I don't know. That's for you to determine. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Schema, they have schema. Great, you got web schema. You know, also has your social email. You got your image object schema. You got creative work, but you don't have your review schema. You don't got your service schema. You got a bunch of different things you don't have. You can always improve on it, but at least you have it. As you saw, a lot of the big guys don't even have that. We always do it because it's one of the simplest things to do. There's no reason not to do it. All right, 5 miles out. So 5 miles out, you are in the top 12. So how long would it take for me to get you in the top 3 in a 5 mile radius? 3 months or less. So that 5 mile radius that you're looking at right here, the main part that you don't rank in is going towards St. Louis and going towards the west. You have room for improvement where you saw the 6s and 8s. So towards the east north and towards the southeast. You got room for improvement here, but then you want to start popping in these areas as well. In these areas, who's ranking? Allen's hauling, Freeman's junk, George's hauling, you know, St. Louis hauling, STL hauling, Junk King, Mr. Junk, Sparks is down here at number 4. So you could hit this area, you know. Now let's go over to some other fellas. So we have Get My Junk. So like I said, 3 months or less, I'd have you this entire area in the top 3. You have questions that stop me. I'm going to be stopping pretty soon here. But that's how we're going to dominate an area. We're going after, and this should be an eye-opener for a lot of you, is like they're not always going after just the keyword. So 30% or more of all traffic is coming from branded keywords, branded traffic. Get my junk. So if this is your website immediately where you don't have it properly siloed, you got junk removal, cleanouts, demo. If I click on any of these pages, you basically have all your services for that dropped on one, but no actual page. You got pages inside of it, which is fine the way you have it, but I would prefer it to be up here, as you can see. But here's the other thing. It goes junk removal services for Richmond, says furniture removal, but nothing where it tells me to click on it. That's kind of why I want it siloed up here. I like the fact you got call now button. You know, the call now, contact us. I like the colors because they pop. You got the video, YouTube videos. I love that. I love the colors. I love a lot of this. I just love. Same as the one before. That's your known and operated. Let's click on contact us. I'm going to try to find your maps. Yeah, I don't see your map there. There we go. All right, so let's go run an audit on this. Get my junk. Is this your business or someone you're doing it for? Get my junk. I'm pretty sure you're not in Arab Emirates. What city are you located in? Or let's pull it this way. Thank you. Do you work with our existing sites as a team? No, I don't. So if this is Brandon. No, I don't. Would love to. Just hit me up on Facebook and I will definitely give you the Andrew deal. Do you build on WordPress? Yes. Get my junk looks nice. Great. It's mine. Great. All right. So let's go for junk removal near me. And yes, we go after other terms. It's just if you're not ranking for junk removal, you're wasting your time trying to go after other terms. All right, so let's try a 1 mile radius to see where you're at. The biggest city next to you is going to be Richmond. All right, so 1 mile radius is where we're going to start. And while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and do another scan for 3 mile radius. Three miles is what we want, and that's going more towards Richmond. All right, get my junk. So in a 1 mile radius, you're in the top 4-ish, 5-ish. It'd take me less than a month and I'd have you in the top 3 for that entire area. So what I mean by that is I want to be able to look at this map. The whole thing looks like a cabbage patch or it's bright fucking green. All right. You got room for improvement. Just taking things into the top 3 that were 6 and 7 and 5 and 4 will help you dramatically. Okay. It's not like you have to necessarily go huge to start seeing a dramatic effect. So let's see, get my junk. We're going to look in, this is in a 3 mile radius. I'm going to expect you to be around 12 to 14, generally speaking. If you're in a, in that huge of a radius in a 3 mile radius, right around 12 to 14th spot is what I think I'm going to see you at. And if that's the case, it generally takes me about 3 months or less, which I'm correct. You're about 14th spot for junk removal. Good thing though, junk removal near me, you're actually in the top 6. So here for junk removal near me, and then junk removal being the broader search term, And junk removal near me, more dialed in or longer term, long tail. This would take me less than a month and you'd be completely green in this entire area. And that's for junk removal near me. This would take me if you're in the top 14, this would take me 3 months and you'd be in the top 3 across the board. I do not have anyone currently in Richmond that I'm working with. So if you want to work with me, reach out to me because I only work with one business per city. And once I get that person, you are locked in. Someone cannot come up to me and, oh, I'm in Quentin over here and I want to rank in this area. Nope. I can rank you in Quentin, but I won't rank you anywhere else. This, like I said, it'd take me less than a month and you'd be in the top 3 for junk removal near me. Junk removal, this is going to take 3 months. And that's in a 3-mile radius. That is huge. It is not small. And then once you're ranking in that, then we go 5-mile radius. We go bigger and bigger as far out as you want. So I'm going to answer some questions and then we're done. So drop any questions you may or may not have. And we'll go through it. I'm confused. Do you white label? I do white label. I white label for most SEO, a lot of SEO agencies, but I also work specifically branding with junk removal clients because I have my own junk removal SEO agency as well. And yep, Dan actually didn't hire me. Dan won a free gift. So Dan picked the right number and we spun the wheel last week if you were in here. And he won free SEO, free million words of content, and a free website. Dan got insanely fucking lucky. William, go ahead and write me. And you can hit me up on Facebook and I will get you started today. I will go ahead and send over everything to you today and then you can get signed up. And I'm going to send this over to you, everyone. So go ahead. There's my Facebook link. If you want to reach out to me there. James Dorsey, reach out to me on Facebook and I will get you hooked up as well. William, same thing. Hit me up on Facebook. Brandon, hit me up on Facebook. And then I will get you connected and started. So everything I do when it's for Andrew, because y'all came through me through Andrew, you're getting 50% off. Normally it's $1,100 a month and I do it for $550 for anyone that came to me through the webinar or through Andrew. Okay. How many of you are will do? Xavier is finishing up the website. Awesome. Xavier's the man. Love it. And Xavier is going to recommend me to you anyway. So Xavier's a good friend. By the way, how many of you are going to be at the Junk Expo? Mr. Matt Vick. If you're not, make sure to get your tickets. I will be there. I also gave away a ticket to the Junk Expo last week as well. So if you're not there, make sure to get your tickets. I want to meet most of you there. If you're not there, please do come up to me, ask me anything you want. All right. I will look forward to talking to you, William and Brandon and everybody else. Kumar, appreciate you coming along, brother. Anybody else? William, Brandon, all you guys that want to work with me, go ahead. Sparks, go ahead. All of you guys, just go ahead and send it over to me and message me on Facebook and we'll get started. Next weekend, I will not probably be doing a live mainly because, or I'll do it early before I leave because we have our team building event on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. We're leaving with the entire team. And then after that, I'm going to go see my daughter, which just gave birth to my 3rd grandchild, and I won't be in. I will be doing another webinar with Andrew, so pay attention to his wall and pay attention, forget about it, Paul Lee, and pay attention to Xavier. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go take a nap and rest because I've been up all night long. Appreciate you guys. And I will be uploading this, like I said, on the back end of my website. If you go to rankfortress.com, you ever want to know where can I get services from William? If you don't want to message me, you can if you want to message me, just click speak to William and you can book a call. If you just want to straight up buy a service, go to services, go to SEO. Local SEO, the 50% is off of the premium. The premium is the only one you get 50% off. The rest of them are regular price. I guarantee rankings in advanced and premium only. Guarantee in the top 3. If you're not in the top 3 within 3 months, I pause all billing and work for free until you are. No one else does that shit. If you want virtual assistants, I got them there as well. Want to see some case studies? I got that as well. Virtual assistant services, we do everything from social media management to paid ads, Google ads, video editing, local SEO, all of it. Case studies, you know, and you'll see my team throughout this. This ain't just me talking. I actually have a team of 80 plus. And these are all some of the geogrids of different niches we've ranked in, different cities we've ranked in, etc. If you ever want to reach out to me, do so there. If you want to ever look at some free resources, you got my white label book and virtual assistants book. But all of our services that I promote are on here when it comes to SEO and backlinks and press releases and content. But any other questions? Also, if you want to join the Academy, like I said, hit that big red button that says Join Rank Fortress Academy. You can join it for free. We are switching over to Go High Level. I got 13 member requests. Let's hit this approve. I'm gonna approve all this stuff. I know most of these people or have heard of them. Imran, there you go. There you go, buddy. Solomon, Brandon, awesome. So, we'll be dropping the course. Like if you go in our classroom, I'll have the today's class underneath here. Once I get some rest, I will have the slideshow presentation. Any SOPs, anything we ever mentioned will be underneath here. Okay. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Glad you love this session. Do I do this for other industries as well? Yes, sir, I do. I do them for all types of industries. It's one of the problems with being a white label provider. I have to do it for roofers, doctors, lawyers, everybody. Dan, thank you so much for appreciating my time and knowledge. Brennan, thanks, William. Have a great weekend. You too, brother. Always funner in the Philippines. You still in the Philippines, Brennan? Brandon, yes, thank you for your time. Really appreciate you too as well. Till next time, you guys be blessed and have an amazing day. Thank you very much.